9 things I wish people knew about my diabetes. That's what we're talking about today. Number 1, I did not cause this. You guys, I had a healthy childhood. Not that that makes any difference, because it's an autoimmune disease, but I grew up healthy. I ate healthy, I exercised, I played sports, I was an active kid, and yet, at 19, which is also late in life, I got type 1 diabetes. And it's not my fault. Just like it's not your fault. Okay? It's an autoimmune disease. Why can't people get that? Like, oh, you had too many sweets as a kid. No. 2. But there's no cure for diabetes, guys. There's no cure at all. No cinnamon is not going to cure it. The holy water is not going to cure it. Nothing is going to cure type 1 diabetes. And I would know. I've looked up many times cure for diabetes in Google. There's a lot of promising stuff, but, 5 years away. So we're still waiting. And I'm hopeful for the future, but for now, there is no cure, so stop trying to tell me that there's a cure and that you know what it is, because apparently you think that there's some way to fix it. There's not. Number 3, I can have that piece of cake. Even though I may not choose to, usually, I can have dessert. Type 1s can have dessert, they have to cover with insulin, but there's this huge misconception that we can't eat sugar. Did you know that if we take too much insulin, we actually need sugar or we die? Yeah, that's a thing. Sugar can save our lives. So, can I have that cake? You bet I can. It's not as easy as it looks. Alright, look at this. Which one's it on? This one. I got this guy, makes it a lot easier, but it's still something to do. Let's get this guy out. This guy makes it a lot easier, but it's still something to do. I used to be on these guys, and it gets easier over the years with technology, but there is a lot that goes into this. The math, the carb counting, the fats, the proteins, the sleeping. Did I sleep? Am I drinking enough water? How's exercise going to affect me? Is it hot outside? You have no idea how many factors there are. It is not easy. It's not as simple as taking a shot and then just going about my day, which even if that was it, it's still a shot with a freaking needle. No one wants to do that. But it is a difficult thing to do, so no, it is not easy. It's a lot more difficult than it looks. Okay, now it's manageable, but it is not controllable. Now, that's kind of a polar thing to say. What I mean by that is, it's always on my mind, okay? It is not going to ever be running by itself. And I will never have perfect blood sugars nonstop. There are always new variables, there are always reasons for blood sugar fluctuations, and there's always the chance that I'm going to have a bad day, where things just don't go how I want them to go. It's manageable, but it will never be perfect. Number 6. 6 is that it is expensive to live as a diabetic. I mean, this stuff right here. This is like, I want to say it's like $350 for a single vial of this stuff. This keeps me alive. Without this, I die. And it's crazy expensive. And even though I have good health insurance, which makes that cheaper, I have to pay for really expensive health insurance every single month. What happens if I have a rough month and can't afford my health insurance? That's not an option. I would sooner stop eating than stop paying for insulin. Now, of course, that would be a difficult thing to do, is stop eating, but you see what I'm saying? We have to buy this. There is no option. And it's super expensive. There's this huge movement going on that I think you guys need to check out too. One of the movements is Insulin for All. We need to make this stuff cheaper. We need to rally around, because this is life-saving liquid, and it's one of the world's most expensive liquids. I could rant on that for a long time, I'm not going to, but it is crazy expensive to live as a diabetic. Number 8. Nah, you thought it was 4, huh? No, number 8. Yes, it hurts sometimes, but guess what? I don't have a choice. Yes, it hurts to poke my fingers, but I don't have to anymore, usually, because of the Dexcom G6. Whoop! But I got insulin pump needles going in me, and if I didn't have my pump, I'd have insulin needle syringes. These things, needles, every time I eat. Sometimes when I don't even eat. If I was on shots, I'd do long acting, but I want a pump, so I have a needle in me literally 24/7. There's always a needle in me. And for those not on the insulin pump, they're shooting with insulin pens or syringes multiple times a day. That's why it's called multiple daily injections. So yeah, it hurts, but what choice do I have? You're like, oh man, I'm scared of needles. I could never do that. I think you could do it if your life depended on it. Number doesn't matter. This is one of the most important ones. I can do anything. Well, except make insulin. Can't do that anymore. But I can do anything I want. I can travel. I've traveled the world, been to 30 something countries. I've been an athlete. I was an athlete in college, athlete through high school. This does not stop you from being you. There's a little bit of extra planning now and some extra calculations you have to run, but I can do anything. So can you. Number 9. Your cat having diabetes is not the same thing. Don't ever compare your cat with diabetes to me. It's not the same thing. You can't do that. You can't. Don't say that.